What's up everyone? Welcome back to One Strange Adventure. Welcome to the next video.
In today's video,
we're at Fiesta RV Resort.
thing to notice is that this is like its own little island.
Yep, it is, and it's in a little chain of islands. Of course, that's what the keys are, but this is its own island. There's nothing else on this little piece of land. This is one of our favorite parks because it has a little bit of everything for everybody. You have a restaurant, you have a marina, you have a dog play area, you have laundry, you have
you're just gonna cover it all.
Kids playground, you got place to launch boards, you got a place to swim, you can snorkel. It has it all. So we're gonna show you a little bit of everything in today's video. And this is an encore part.
Yeah, so if you are Thousand Trails Collection members, you can come here for a nightly fee.
$20 a night. But getting in, especially in the wintertime, can be difficult, so make sure you plan accordingly. But
it is worth the try. Like,
yes.
It's definitely worth all of the hassle that it takes to get into these down here.
Yep.
Everybody always asks, is it worth it? Yes, it's worth it.
It's definitely worth it. All right, let's roll and show you some of the park. So one of the things you'll notice is that they actually are gated. But you can come here just for the restaurant. You don't necessarily have to be staying here in order to go into the restaurant.
Hello.
Thank you. So, but yeah, it is gated. You pull up to the gate to start and they come out and then they will take you to your site.
Yes, and you have to show your badge to get through the gate. It's not one of the coded gates where you just have a code.
Right.
When you first come in, you have the ranger station, and then straight ahead is actually the camp's office.
Yep. And right here in this section with the camp office, you have pickleball. You have behind it is a kids playground that is actually fenced in.
Yes.
So that's pretty cool.
And grass.
And grass. So that way you can, go in there, let your kid play, not really have to worry quite as much.
Right.
About them running off.
They have plenty of kids things to do throughout the park,
yep.
So they don't all have to stay at the playground.
Yep. All right, so let's go check out some of this stuff right here in this area. All right, so something that we've actually never done is gone into the rec center.
Yes.
The rec center is on the back side of the main office.
Yep, of the office across from this is the playground we were telling you about.
Yeah, nice playground area.
Nice fenced
for sure.
area.
Let's see the rec area. Rec center. Oh, wow.
Beanbag chairs for the kiddos.
We got beanbag chairs, we got couches.
Games, puzzles.
TV.
Books.
Christmas tree and books.
Very cool. It looks like they do bingo in here.
Very cool. Nice little kitchen.
You need a ride?
All right. Okay, so now I think let's just make our way around.
Okay, so before we make our way around, I do want to note that there is 324 campsites as of right now.
There's a lot.
But there's also cabins that you can rent. So if you don't own an RV, but you still want to come down to the Keys, you can do cabins, which is a great option.
Great alternative to hotels and stuff like that.
Yeah, and then on top of having the playground area that's grass, there is grass areas like throughout the park as well, but the campsites are all gravel. So I did want to note that because you're gonna, like, as we're driving, you're gonna see that there's not that much grass, and it's because it's hard to maintain.
Yeah, so we'll show you some of the campsites, but I think let's start. There's a dog walking trail, and at the end of that trail is where you can launch paddleboards and kayaks pretty easily.
Yes, and it's actually
So let's
the
go down
only
there.
beach on this part of the resort. It's the only beach that allows dogs to go swim. So you can actually, because it's a dog walk, the dogs can get in the water over there. The other beach access is over by the restaurant, and the dogs aren't allowed in that sand area because, you know, lots of people don't pick up after the dogs. You're surrounded by mangroves.
It's like we're on an excursion coming back here. It is. It's completely surrounded by mangroves on both sides, which is pretty awesome. Some people leave their boards down here, and they have some things that you can just lock them to, which is pretty nice. The water is nice and calm over here. Like, what we've noticed is that the way the winds are typically coming, the water is much calmer on this side than it is on the other side of the island by the cabins.
Yeah, and it's a little cove that you can paddle around. So if you're not a really great paddleboarder yet or kayaker yet, and you're trying it for the first time,
Yep.
Instead of launching from the beach side or over in the marina, come around here, and then you have this nice little cove that's a lot calmer. It does get deep, but
It is deep. Yeah, there's certain spots that are.
there's definitely not as many waves and stuff
Yeah.
over this direction. And there's still like lots of creatures. You get to see a bunch of angelfish and iguanas and stuff.
Now, it does say that this area is under surveillance. So it says it has security cameras. I am yet to find a security camera around here. I've looked.
I'm sure they're like game trail cameras out in the,
I have looked.
in the mangrove.
There are some big iguanas, but I can't find any cameras.
Yes, it does say that it's under surveillance though.
Yep.
But yeah, so this is where the dogs can swim, and or you can go out on the paddleboard.
We definitely need to bring Tom and Luna down here.
At the end of this corner is Sunset Point.
Yep.
It's a little awkward because you feel like you're pulling into somebody's
Yeah, you're going
campsite.
through like two campsites. Like, there's a campsite right here, which would be an awesome campsite, especially with the side patio. But we have gotten us to see some amazing sunsets over here.
Yes, and so they have this little pavilion, so even if it's raining, you can still come out. There's a little pavilion right here with a picnic table and trash can, and then you have this big opening area. We love to come out here and look at the sunset, but there's actually 3 other points of the campground that you can see the sunset from, so don't feel like you have to come all the way out to this point if you're like rushed on time or whatever, and you're just trying to get out there. There's other access points.
Yep, it is really nice though. It's very calming out here. Just sit here and stare at the teal water.
Yeah. I like to be out here on the water. The seagrass right here is pretty thick, but the water's actually pretty deep. So it looks really shallow. It's not shallow. All right, so let's take you to the marina.
Onward!
All right, so the marina has a boat launch, but you can also like come out here at nighttime and look at creatures in the water. You have to cross that little bridge to get to the boat ramp.
Once you cross that little bridge, you're on its own little peninsula out here. And like she said, there's a boat ramp, but there's also paddleboards that you can rent.
Yes.
And they are $25 per hour, or you can spend $100. No. You can spend $50 for a monthly rate that gives you 2 hours per day.
Is that here?
Yes. So it's way cheaper to just go ahead and do the monthly rate, even if you're here for a week. If you plan on going out more than once, you can spend an hour on the water, like that. Like an hour will go by really fast on the water. So we highly recommend getting that. But we're out here on the peninsula now. Oh, and you have to have the app. It's called Paddle, P-A-D-L. There's once you have that app, that station will show up on it, and you can just rent it, and it's Bluetooth, and it will just unlock the board, and then you can take it out.
That's pretty awesome.
It is pretty cool.
So you don't even have to go to the office.
Nope, just do it right there.
All right, so at the end of the boat ramp, there's 2 picnic tables and trash can and all of that, and you have mooring lines all the way down the one side, and the other side is the seawall, so you can't hook up on that side. He's enjoying it.
It feels so good out today.
And then
so good.
We'll show you some footage on the other side of the marina is where all the docks are.
Yep.
So if you do have a boat.
And a fish cleaning station.
And a couple of fish cleaning stations.
Which smell lovely.
All the time. And then there's also, at the country store, there's also ice. So if you are going out on a boat or even on the paddle boards for the day, you can put ice in your coolers right there before you launch.
Yep. Also over here by the marina is a little store. It's got a little camp store.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
It's pretty nice.
Where the ice is at.
Yeah, so let's go check out the camp store.
Now, it does say no fishing allowed in the marina.
Yeah. It also has a manatee sign, but we haven't seen any manatees. They have these like little motel rooms. They call them suites. All right. And we're coming up to a bathhouse and the store. Camp store. Yeah.
Hi. Taking any good pictures?
Oh yeah. We mostly record video though.
All the snacks.
Some fish and stuff. So you haven't been in this store.
I have not. I like it.
Good thing it's not it's no longer No Spend Monday.
It's not. What? But your Nick would like that one.
Mm-hmm. Did you find something already?
Yes, I'm gonna eat these with my lunch.
What do you guys think? Next sunglasses?
In the gas station.
Mm-hmm.
And propane fill.
And propane. Yeah, it's really nice when you're like hooked up to the pier and you need to get your stuff on the boat and stuff like that.
Well, I just come out here and sit too.
Yep. And then you can go this way, which you don't. Okay, we're going that way.
Well, I want you to record the hammocks.
All right.
I was gonna say this is Nick's favorite area. He comes out and spends hours out here.
Did we mention that there's a couple of different areas you can swim? So you can either snorkel or you can go in a pool. There's also a hot tub, which is pretty nice.
There's 2 hot tubs.
Yes. And
I will say that the pool is not handicapped accessible.
no.
It's only stairs, and the stairs are on both sides.
Yep.
And then
I think it's raised because if it floods.
yes, but I think they have plenty of room to build like a ramp. So
Yeah.
hopefully eventually they'll come up with a ramp system. But
That would be nice.
or even a lift system would be great. But the hot tub is handicapped accessible.
Right, because it's on the main area, like main floor,
Yeah.
on the ground.
It's ground level.
All right, at this point we're at the back of the park, which is where the restaurant is.
And so there's actually restaurant parking.
There's the bathhouse. There's a hot tub right here. Up top is the pool, and then this way is the snorkeling area. That's last one. So last stop on this tour, for today at least, is the dog park and laundry facility, because it actually has a pretty decent laundry facility. It's $2.25 per load for the wash, and then $2.25 for the dryer too.
Yeah,
so
and it only
kind of pricey.
It takes card, so you don't have to have like a special app or anything. You just do your
swipe,
do your card.
And then the dog park is actually really nice because it's completely fenced in. It's a smaller area, but it's enough for the dogs to run, and it's AstroTurf.
Right, and so the important part of that is the grass area can get the little sand spurs in them, but because of the AstroTurf, you don't have to worry about your dogs having those little prickly things all over their paws if you're in it. And then they also have like a water hose that you can use to fill up water bottles or whatever, or just rinse off like the accidents if there's something that you can't pick up.
Yep, yeah, it's really nice. The dogs absolutely love it. All right, on to the next stop. Shout out to the Churchills for letting us borrow their golf cart.
I know. So every time they're with us, they always just let us borrow it whenever we need it, because you know they know we don't want to buy one.
Yep. I just want to borrow everybody else's. Thanks, guys. All right. So what I will say, there's one kind of downside to this campground, and that is the way they park these rigs. So it's nice when you have the side that has like a 45-foot side, but on the back side of that, not so much. So here's how they stagger them though. Let me show you this, because you have to park in your yard, and the next campsite is behind your vehicle, and that campsite's parking is behind your rig. So if you have a toy hauler, you can't use your rear patio. Thankfully, we have the side patio so that we can still have some patio time. But they do that, they just stagger them all the way down, and some sites are even tighter than others. And I mean, things can be close. So like when we were last week and when everybody was here, this camp, like there was people in every site, and it gets close. Like people were like, your chairs are up against almost against somebody else's RV and things like that. But the way they stagger them is kind of weird. Here, I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna pull up a map, and I'm gonna show you right now exactly what I'm talking about and how they're staggered. But they do have some big sites. Like I said, we have, you know, our massive rig, our sunshades are down, our truck is parked, and then the next rig. So, I mean, there is some space here on some of these sites, but some of them not even wide enough to park your truck. So, you know, that's kind of a bummer, especially when you get down to the Keys. You want to enjoy yourself, but at the same time, yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do to be down here. I wish I could use my rear patio sometimes. You can put it down to unload as long as there's nobody in the site behind you. And then if there is, you'll need to unload like up at the station or in the road before you actually pull into your site. So one downside of this park is just the way they park. And when it's packed, and it can get tight. And there's a lot of
If you haven't gotten one of these,
yeah, the sunshades have been extremely helpful since the sun like comes right there.
yeah. So if you don't have a sunshade yet, look and see if they're compatible with your awnings.
And we'll put the links below.
Yeah,
to the ones that we bought.
We got them on Amazon.
Yep. All right, so that does it for the tour of Fiesta Key RV Resort. Would you come back?
Absolutely. This is our second time here.
We did come back.
We did come back. So even though the sites can be a little tight and it can get a little crowded during the holiday weekends,
Yep.
It's not terrible, and we were able to enjoy our time. We have another week here, and I think we've been paddleboarding like 6 times already.
It's nice. Yep. All right. Well, also shout out to our peoples over at Talona Ridge.
Yes, you love wearing their shirt.
Yes, absolutely. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you really like it, make sure you subscribe.
And ring the bell so you get notified when we release our next video.
Until the next strange adventure.
Keep making your own.